So how do you build a premium offer as a multi-dimensional coach? This video is going to be perfect for you if you're a multi-passionate creator and you cannot just pick one niche. So I know I struggled with that last year when I was growing my personal brand from scratch. I was in that entire mental space. Like, I have all of these different things that I can help people with. I have, like, my background is in branding. I used to have an agency, 2 e-com stores, a SaaS business. How do I take all of these little skills that I have, or big skills, and how do I package all of this into an offer? So if you're in kind of that place right now, struggling to pick a niche, this is gonna be amazing for you. So if you're also a coach who does a little bit of everything, but you struggle to clearly explain what you do in one single simple line, that's gonna be awesome for you. And also, if you wanna sell high ticket, but cannot really package all of your depth into one single offer, this is gonna give you tons and tons of insight. Here's what we're gonna cover today. The first thing, why niching down never feels right for you. Second thing is gonna be the biggest mistake that coaches make when trying to position their offer. The new way to build and sell your offer. How to package your premium offer to reflect the depth of your work. And last but not least, how to position yourself as a multi-dimensional coach. So grab a cup of coffee, we're about to jump in. This is gonna be amazing. So why does niching down never feel right for you? And I know by now you are probably sick of being told, dude, just pick one thing. Because the big problem here is that you're not just one single thing. So the more you're trying to niche down, the more anxious you feel. And it's like you're literally cutting parts of yourself to just please the market. And trust me, I've been there in that position where you're literally like, I don't want to lose this part of myself, like this creative part, this other skill that I have, just to be able to fit in with this market. So I've been in that position. And the thing is, your work is just not linear, it's layered. So we're talking about, let me zoom in here. We're talking about mindset. We're talking about strategy. We're talking about energy. So you got all of these different layers to you. First of all, as a person, then as a business owner, entrepreneur, then as a creator. When it comes to building an offer, you cannot just limit everything to a linear work. On the other side, like, the issue is you might be in a position right now where you want to help people with everything: mindset, healing, business, inner work, strategy, and therefore you kind of struggle to explain a multi-layered experience in a one-liner. And the more you struggle to clearly explain in your messaging and in your marketing and content what exactly it is that you're offering, the more you're gonna confuse your potential clients, because diluted messaging only leads to confused leads. This entire thing when niching down can feel so stressful, because in your mind right now, you might be thinking niching down literally means like I'm giving up on all of these different skills and sides of me, parts of me that I have, and I'm only gonna go with one single thing. But that's the big mindset shift that I wanna encourage you to kind of like implement right now. It's not that. And let me walk you through the entire process. Now, the biggest mistake coaches make when trying to position their offer is that they're obsessed with outcome-based offers instead of identity-based offers. So what is an outcome-based offer? This sounds like this, right? Like, I'm gonna get you 100 new SMMA clients in 12 weeks, and we're gonna have 8 calls, 10 systems, and we're gonna use 5 angles and all of this, right? So it's just numbers. An outcome-based offer usually focuses on external results. It's often commoditized, right? So it's not really that premium. You cannot really charge a lot for an offer that is like just outcome-based. And I'm gonna break down exactly why. It often attracts price shoppers. So people that are honestly just looking for the better deal, the best deal, that are looking for a discount and stuff like that. And I don't know about you, but like, I don't want to work with those kind of people. Now, this usually works short term, but it fails on the long term. And honestly, it doesn't really allow, like I said, it doesn't really allow you to charge premium prices, because it's often commoditized. So what does that mean? If you're just another guy in the market that is saying, yeah, I'm gonna get you this in this amount of weeks, everybody sounds like that, right? So it sounds like super generic. So you want a unique angle, and obviously I'm gonna show you how you can do that. And again, the problem with this is that people don't actually see themselves in your offer. Let me just circle that. They don't see themselves in your offer because it's just numbers. It's just outcomes. That's just what it is. And if your content doesn't produce that "this is literally me" effect, no one will pay you. No one. If it doesn't, like, whenever a potential client is scrolling on Instagram or on YouTube, whatever, and they find your content, if they don't get that reaction, like, wait a minute, like, I see myself in whatever this person is talking about, do you think they're gonna give you money? No. If you're just telling them about purely just numbers, just outcome-based offers, they're gonna look at that as a commodity, not as a premium offer. And obviously my intention with my clients and with what I'm doing is to go the premium route, because nobody wants to, I mean, sure, you got a lot of people that sell like 20 bucks, PDFs and courses and stuff like that. But if you're genuinely trying to bring a huge value to the market and package that in a premium offer, just doing an outcome-based offer doesn't really work. I'm gonna walk you through this, which is literally gonna change your entire perspective, and honestly, it's gonna like help you scale your business like crazy. So this is the Maslow hierarchy of needs, and it's gonna really help you understand why it's so important to make the shift that I'm gonna break down in this video. At the base of this, the most basic human need is physiological, right? So this is hunger, thirst, desire to just have the basic things like food, water, and stuff like that. The next thing is the safety needs. So this is when people want to feel safe. These two usually are obviously the bottom of the chain, right? So it's just like basic needs. Social is where we want to feel connected to other people. So we're not just like about the physiological needs, the safety needs, we want to feel a part of something. Then we have self-esteem, because once we're secure in our social needs, our primal desires for status and self-esteem come into play. And then at the top of this pyramid, we have self-actualization. This is all about achieving the most complete and authentic version of ourselves. So now that we kind of broke all of this down, what does that mean for your offer? What does that mean for your marketing? If you're positioning here, let's say you're doing an offer that is literally like a guide for, I don't know, recipes and stuff like that. If it's really like a commodity, something super basic, you're not gonna be able to charge high prices for that, right? You're not gonna be able to charge a lot. Ideally, what you wanna do when it comes to this type of offer that I'm gonna break down in this video is position yourself somewhere here in the top two spots, self-actualization and self-esteem. Because in here, with all of this, right here, these are offers and type of content that cure stuff like boredom. Usually people that are really low emotionally, in a really low state, that's what they gravitate towards. So we're talking about content that doesn't really solve a big issue. We're talking about content that solves boredom, that just distracts people. And this is why you also see these entertainers and streamers and stuff like that like blow up with huge audiences, because most of human beings are gonna be here on the bottom of this pyramid. Most people struggle, they have huge pain in their life, they're broke, they don't have a lot of money. So obviously, if you want to charge premium prices, you have to appeal to these people right here at the top. Now, what does that mean in a really like simple way? With your offer, you have to start selling an identity, not just an outcome. You have to go from the outcome-based offer to an identity-based offer, because self-actualization at the top of this pyramid is all about people that want to, like, they're ahead of these people right here, right? So they secure the basic needs. Now what they're looking for is true purpose. Now what they're looking for is not only guidance on a mental level and business level, they're looking for that authentic, best version of themselves. And when you're selling that identity to them and you understand the type of place they want to get to, that's when you're able to charge a lot of money. Right now, for example, I'm working with someone and I'm helping him with a $25,000 offer. Do you think we're just selling some numbers, a commodity? No, it's all about selling a premium identity and not trying to appeal to these people. And most creators, unfortunately, they're trying to appeal to the basic needs on the pyramid. So take a screenshot of this right now and keep this in mind. Whenever you're putting out content, whenever you're working on your messaging, does that appeal to the basic needs or the top needs? And the higher you go, right, on this pyramid, the smaller the number. I'm just gonna try and draw some people here. The smaller the number is gonna be of people, but the higher the quality is gonna be. In here, you got a bunch of people, right, with these basic needs, because the truth is most of, like 90% of the population, if not like more, is stuck here. But again, if you're really looking to sell a premium offer, and especially if you're multidimensional, you want to be here. So let's continue. What is the new way to build and sell your offer? I mentioned it before, identity-based offers. And I'm gonna walk you through the framework. People are not just buying your service. They buy the version of themselves that exists inside your story. So they don't just buy a service. They buy, again, the version of themselves that exists within your story and within your entire ecosystem. Now, you have to anchor your offer in an emotional transformation or an identity shift that integrates your entire process. You have to go from a simple outcome like, yeah, I'm gonna get you 3 clients. I'm gonna help you lose 10 pounds. I'm gonna help you do this basic thing. You have to go above that, beyond that, and you have to target an identity. What is the actual emotional human transformation that you provide to your clients? Try to ask yourself that. The more you can flesh that out and put that in your messaging, in your marketing, the higher prices you're gonna be able to charge. And not only that, the better clients you're gonna be able to get. You anchor, again, your offer in identity, not just outcomes. You don't sell like secret methods. This is an example to grow your business. Instead, you sell something like helping business owners, and this is messaging, who lost themselves, rediscover who they are and build a business that aligns with their essence. For example, in my case with Unlock Creators, I'm literally helping the past version of myself, the guy that I used to be, the chaotic business owner who is stressed out of his mind, who is lost, who doesn't have leverage. I'm helping that kind of person build the leverage, build a personal brand, and package their value and their knowledge in a premium offer, and therefore achieve ultimate freedom and live their dream life, spend more time with their family. It's more than just building like some numbers, achieving like, 100,000 followers or 10K a month or whatever. It's an identity thing. So again, the more you can attach, okay, what is the true transformation that I'm providing here in my offer? The more you can attach that to your marketing, the more money you're gonna make. And you have to use your story and all of this to attract clients who see themselves in you. Because again, relatability is absolutely everything with marketing, with messaging. If you're just talking about numbers to people, if they're not able to see themselves in your content, if they're not able to relate, if they're not able to go, wait a minute, it feels like this person knows exactly what I'm going through, so I'm gonna like invest with them. If you're not able to do that, you cannot charge a lot of money. You cannot run a premium offer. The entire process with an identity-based offer is like this. It's all about emotions, then the story, then the identity, the transformation that will get them this identity, and then you package all of this into your offer. And that's the offer. It's not just numbers, it's not just outcome-based, it's all of this together. Now, here's some examples so that you can understand this context. Like, I help people heal their trauma through breath work, inner child work, and somatic therapy, right? You got a lot of people that are here. But how do you flip this angle? You can say, I help high-performing women break their inner patterns and finally feel safe in their success. Instead of saying like, I do life coaching, business coaching, and performance consulting, right? Like that sounds so boring. You say, I help overwhelmed founders step into clarity, inner peace, and premium leadership. See, so you're not just naming tools and processes and strategies, tactics, you're naming who they're gonna become in this process. So hopefully these examples will give you the clarity. Whenever you do the messaging, whenever you even like work on your bio on Instagram, don't just say like, oh, I help this person with my method to just get some clients. Try and think, what is the identity that I'm trying to attach to this? What is the actual transformation? And you don't have to put this in your bio, but you have to put this in your messaging. in your content, in the reels that you make, YouTube videos, in the emails, right? You have to tie the identity into the marketing. Now, how can you package your premium offer to reflect the depth of your work? Because again, if you're a multi-dimensional person, coach, creator, you're not just one thing, right? So there are layers to your work. There is depth to it. It might be inner work, it might be outside work, like on a business level, it might be physical work, right? So there are a lot of things. How do you package all of that in a premium offer? You have to really structure your program and the offer around the core phases of your transformation. So once you've identified that identity, that transformation that your clients are looking for, instead of just going like, yeah, week 1, we're doing mindset, week 2, we're doing strategy, you're doing it in phases that are essentially emphasizing the transformation and the identity. So it goes like this, like phase 1, reclaiming your identity. Phase 2, building a magnetic message. Phase 3, creating from soul, not from scarcity. Because you want to be able to incorporate all of your methods without diluting the actual experience. And this is super huge. People buy depth when it's structured around emotional clarity. So the more multidimensional you are, the more clear you have to be with packaging your offer. Because if you're really vague about it, if it doesn't really make sense, the more in-depth it is, the more you're gonna lose people. So if you're really multidimensional, if you really have a lot to offer, if there is a lot of layers to your work, you have to be able to provide that emotional clarity. And again, it's way easier to buy the depth when it's structured around emotional clarity. Super important. Now, how can you position yourself in the market as a multi-dimensional coach? I said this before, but this is all about creating your own world and just forgetting the competition. You only compete against yourself, because creating your own world is all about integrating the pain that you went through, your own story, and therefore creating deeper connections with your ideal clients. It's not just strategy. It's not just tactics. It's not just surface level pain points. Again, it's the identity and the transformation behind your offer. And honestly, you have to position yourself around a mission, not necessarily a niche. So I'm seeing a lot of people that are obsessed with like, what is the perfect niche? I have to niche down. What is the perfect niche that would make me the most amount of money? But that's the wrong way to go about it. The best way that I found is to literally position yourself around a mission, because this is going to give you freedom to evolve without confusing your audience. The entire point when it comes to positioning yourself in the market is to find an identity and an emotional transformation that only you can provide, and a mission that goes beyond a simple niche. Again, my mission is to literally help people to avoid all of the pain that I went through. That's why I mentioned in here, when it comes to creating your own world, use the pain. What is the pain that you went through? What is the transformation? Take a look at your progress, at your process so far. Last 5 years, last 3 years, what is the identity shifting process that you went through? What is the transformation that you went through, that you experienced? Because when you bring that to the marketplace, that's when you win. And look, when people buy from you, this is another thing. They're not just buying modules, right? They're not buying a mentorship program. They're not buying a course. They're not buying an offer. They're buying the way you think, the way you move, and the way you help them transform their identity. So again, go from the cold outcome-based offers to an identity-based offer. And you can even mix these together. But again, remember the hierarchy of needs. You have to target the top needs, that desire for purpose, that desire for self-actualization and achieving the best version and the most authentic version of themselves. That's what you got to target in whatever space you are. And you can apply this to fitness, you can apply this to real estate coaching, whatever space. The more you want to charge, the more identity-based you want to go. If you want to just be a commodity like coach, or if you want to just run a commodity offer, sure, you just like base it on simple numbers and you don't really do any identity transformation based offer, right? You don't really do any of that. You just stick to whatever the market is doing. If you behave like the market, you're going to get what the market gets. But in this space right now, I promise you, you can go like upwards to 20K, 50K for an offer if you know how to shift from that simple commodity. Remember the pyramid? The simple needs to the top needs. And again, this is not about obsessing over, oh my God, I gotta pick a niche, I gotta do this one thing, I gotta limit myself. No. If you're a multi-dimensional person, coach, creator, that's awesome. It's just about knowing how to package this into a premium offer. And that's what I wanted to highlight with this video. Hopefully it made sense, is the difference between the commodity offers and the identity-based offers, which are way more premium. And you can even do a mix between these. But if you're multi-dimensional, if you're multi-passionate, that's the way to package all of that together, because it's an identity. It's a true transformation that your ideal clients are looking for. So this was the video. If you need help with all of this, you can DM me on Instagram for my one-on-one mentorship, and I'll see you in the next one.